Parents, as you know, that today we've completed the precatechumenate portion of this journey, where we culminated the experience with an examination. It's an assessment test to see where the children are in their progression. And we're happy and glad to report everyone's progressing really well. They're actually grasping the knowledge in the catechism, and they're tracking all their Bible stories and their prayers. I think if there's any trend that we can see right now on where the children are, it's mostly in the prayer area, mastering all the prayers, and those of course are the Our Fathers, Hail Marys, Glory Bees, Morning Offerings, and the Guardian Angel prayer. So what does that mean? We call this the official end of the pre-catechumenate phase and entering into the full catechumenate, where at the end of this we're on a direct path now to the sacraments, to receiving our sacraments. The whole point of being a catechumen is to develop and nurture your faith, to respond to God's call, and maturing your faith, to being fully joined to Jesus Christ himself, which comes vis-a-vis the sacraments. Today we covered Goliath, David and Goliath, the time-honored story, and the children learned a bunch of things from this lesson. What is this really trying to tell us? Which is how to deal with evil. We gave them the 4 basic steps on how to do that as we draw out of this story. Number 1, if evil presents itself in your life, we go with what God has taught us. Be not afraid of it. It's the first step. The second, of course, is to stand your ground. It doesn't mean in the sense of violence. We are a non-violent religion, and we covered that today. But you must not be fearful of evil, and you must be willing to stand your ground. The third part is to pray and trust in God, just like David. Not knowing how things were going to go, only trusting in God, went and picked up those stones to face down evil. And then, of course, with the actual actions you should do are acts of love. Love conquers evil. And this is what we're trying to guide the children to do. So this was the big lesson that they took out of this week's Bible story. As far as catechumens, the catechesis for this week, today is the solemnity of Christ the King. And the big draw from that, the big takeaway from that is not only knowing that God is the King of all things, King of the universe, Jesus is. But how can we apply that knowledge? Very simple. Jesus must be the center of your life. If he's at the center, all things can be ordered correctly. And what does that mean to a young catechumen? Well, that basically means if God is love and Jesus is love, then what we're saying is love is the most important thing to us. How do we respond to that? Well, the way you respond to knowing that love is the most important thing in our lives is every day you must prepare yourself to be a gift. And then be the gift. Be the gift that you're meant to be for others. And you do this because of love of God and love of Jesus. These are the lessons that we covered today. As we're going into Thanksgiving, we want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. There will be no class next week, and we'll see everybody back after Thanksgiving break, and we'll be in Advent at that point. And your mission for this week, of course, consistent with what we learned about David and Goliath, of being not afraid of those Goliaths, is to identify those Goliaths in your life and begin to pray and trust in God, and then fight that evil with acts of love. Bye now, and God loves you.